sticking with the Los Angeles market, the antithesis to the Lakers is who?
The Clippers.
The Clippers, okay. By the way,
I don't like
the low breath way and sheer non-confidence that you have in this team.
It's not the confidence.
Truly a sight to behold. Non-confidence.
Can we get a timeout, please? It's not the confidence. They're a great team.
They're not a great team.
Not my team.
I understand.
If we're talking about great teams, I mean, I'll admit that the Lakers are the best team in the world.
You will?
The Lakers are the best team in the world, but it's not. I understand they haven't had the best of seasons recently.
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
Okay. Well, sticking with
and
the
Clippers have had
okay seasons.
Okay seasons.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Doc Rivers a little bit later. But like, here's the thing: DeAndre Jordan is on the trade block now because Blake Griffin is out for 2 months with a sprained MCL. Next year, he has a player option for just about 24, a little less than $25 million.
Right.
So with that being said, on the block, there are a few trades that we have seen, hit the, as George Bush would say, the internet. And here is what they came up with. Bleacher Report has DeAndre Jordan for Tristan Thompson. But the weird thing is, a lot of reports are also indicating they should throw in the Brooklyn pick, which is just, in my opinion, sheer stupidity. We'll get into that in just a second. The second trade from Bleacher Report, Greg Monroe, a protected first-round pick via Milwaukee for DeAndre Jordan. And the third, which is a little out there, via Fansided, is DeAndre Jordan, Lou Williams, and Wes Johnson for Otto Porter Jr. and Marcin Gortat. With all of those being said, are there any that you like?
Well, first and foremost, can I just say, I think it's a great conversation to have that DeAndre's in the trading block. Like, he's a worthy player. He's undervalued. We were talking about undervalued players. I feel like he's undervalued in the sense that his contributions are easily overlooked because you have guys like Blake Griffin on your team. And it takes an injury for you to sometimes get that shine. So I'm really happy that he's getting trading options. He's a great player. He's very consistent.
Consistent rebounder.
Very consistent. He's a great player. You don't think he's a solid player? I
don't think he's a great player. I think he's like perfectly rated. I think he's like a good supporting player to be a third of the big three, but he's not a 1 or 2. But on this Clippers team, he has to be number 2 to Blake Griffin because no one else is there.
Okay,
like, who's your number 2? Austin Rivers?
Said no one.
Literally. So, are there any that you like at all? So the Cavs trade Tristan Thompson and a first-round pick, I think is the biggest one.
I think that's the one that makes most sense. Honestly, just because Tristan Thompson and DeAndre Jordan, they share a lot of characteristics. I feel like, I've said this many times off air and not just here, but in a lot of places, I just feel like the Kardashian mentality can just mess you up. So I feel like him making that move, the Kardashians are great. It's just for whatever reason, they're beautiful women. You can easily get distracted. It happens. So I feel like, Tristan Thompson, when his first 3 years, he was decent.
Right, because we didn't necessarily know who he was.
Right, exactly. He was decent, but he wasn't bad. Because you can get a bad reputation just by having horrible stats. For example, but Lonzo hasn't had the best stats that we anticipated. Right. But he's still in conversation. So I feel like Tristan Thompson, his third year at least, he was a decent player. Nothing too great, nothing too bad. But he hasn't been as consistent when it comes to his growth, I feel. I agree. And I feel like moving DeAndre onto the Cavs, especially with the way that the Cavs have been performing, I think it would make the most sense. Like, I feel like he would finally he wouldn't be behind any player like Blake. Right. He'd have more opportunity on the court. And it's just like, I feel like that would be his best bet to shine. The Clippers and Doc, I don't think the chemistry is all that there. Sure. I feel like it would just make more sense. I agree with you that, like, we didn't necessarily know what we were getting with Tristan Thompson, but what we have to keep in the back of our minds is that he succeeded in the finals against Golden State because Andrew Bogut was out. Right. Like, that's a good point. That's fair. He tore his ACL, and then it's like, holy smokes, Tristan Thompson, huge, and like Draymond suspended, yada. So like, that's when he really burst on the scene, and then he got his $80 million contract with his good friend Rich Paul, who is also LeBron's good friend and his agent. So
LeBron helped him out with getting paid. I agree with you that he hasn't reached the level that we thought he would post that finals. We thought he was built on potential, which he was. I think we've just learned a lot about Tristan Thompson.
I also think it was distractions. I really strongly believe it could be the Kardashians.
Really?
I mean.
But like she's in LA and he's in Cleveland.
What does that mean nowadays?
Yeah, I guess that means nothing. Yeah. We got phones and shit.
I mean, and they have like jets, and it's just like it's like a next door thing. Like, oh hey, I'm in Cleveland now. I'll be there in about I don't know, it was 6 hours.
Yeah, but he made that bed. That's the thing. He's getting in the bed that he makes every single night. No, he signed up for it.
That's true.
It comes with the baggage.
So you'd agree with the Cavs, but not because of that.
I don't think the Cavs should surrender the #1 pick, or the pick that Brooklyn gave them, because that is the only insurance they have for if LeBron leaves. / we believe when LeBron leaves.
Right.
So he leaves, they trade that pick. Now they're stuck with DeAndre Jordan for $24 million, 24.1 next year on a player option, which he will positively pick up. If he doesn't have a shitty season, he's going to hit free agency, but I believe that his limits will be limited, because this is a guy who was a max contract player and he can't play in the fourth quarter because all they do is hack at DeAndre.
Right.
So he's already an Achilles heel for your team to play in those late minutes. You don't pay a star who shoots 40-something% from the free throw line and can't play in the fourth quarter. I stay away completely if I'm Cleveland.